Did you know that inventory can account for up to 50% of a profit and loss statement for a dispensary? This is the biggest overlooked opportunity by most cannabis operators. Inventory management is so important and can have a direct impact on lowering operating costs and boosting profits. In this video, we'll show you how to optimize your inventory management procedures to ensure that your dispensary is turning the highest profit. The topics we'll cover today include how thin margins hurt cannabis retailers, benefits of implementing inventory aging reports, optimal cannabis inventory control standard operating procedures or SOPs, purchasing and receiving inventory SOPs, cannabis storage and control SOPs, and finally, cannabis inventory aging SOPs. Before we dive in, be sure to like this video and follow us for more cannabis news and updates. As always, the information contained in this presentation is meant for guidance purposes only and not as professional legal or tax advice. Further, it does not give personalized legal, tax, investment, or any business advice in general. One of the main issues that dispensaries encounter is purchasing and storing inventory that they are unable to sell in a timely manner. This inventory ends up making their profit and loss statement look healthy at first glance, since the inventory is not counted as a loss, and it records as an asset on the balance sheet. But the reality is, if that inventory has not sold for an extended period of time, it should no longer be considered an asset. The cash tied into that inventory could be put back into business operations to purchase products that are popular and sellable. The question becomes, how valuable is this asset really if it hasn't sold for 60, 90, or even 120 days? The only way to assess the damage is to review or implement an inventory aging report, which will detail how old the inventory is. We often work with clients that come to us looking for support implementing inventory aging reports to better understand how much money they have tied up in inventory. The goal here is to get advanced analytics telling them which products to move and how to move them without losing too much profit. When we initially create and review an inventory aging report, we see that over a 3-month period, when correct for negative inventory adjustments, that up to 5% of potential revenue is tied up in old inventory. That means if you're doing $500,000 per month in revenue, up to 5% or $5,000 can be tied up. This may not seem like much at first, but considering most dispensaries operate at a 5 to 10% margin after tax, that's half their potential revenue. So fixing this issue alone can double after-tax margins. Calculating for a full year, that's $300,000 in potential revenue lost to waste or theft, simply because the appropriate inventory management controls aren't in place. We see this across the industry in all markets. To solve this, we recommend implementing and reviewing inventory aging reports. These provide visuals that allow you to sort by category and trends so you can easily determine how and what inventory to move. Let's take a closer look at the steps we recommend for every purchasing manager at a cannabis dispensary. To begin, you will need to consider Inventory Control Standard Operating Procedures, or SOPs. First, you want to ensure that there's enough inventory in stock to match demand. On the other hand, it is equally important not to have too much money tied into inventory stock. This is a delicate balance that retailers at all levels struggle with. For example, let's say our client has $80,000 in 90-day plus inventory. This means they had $80,000 of cash stuck in inventory that was not selling. The goal here would be to sell this inventory as soon as possible to unlock that cash so it can go back into business operations, like purchasing $80,000 worth of new inventory that will sell quickly to generate the business $160,000, assuming a 2x markup. To achieve this, we recommend team members involved in the inventory process to follow the SOPs detailed next. Reviewing important inventory indicators like historical trends, planned promotions for the month, etc. should be taken into account by the purchasing manager when determining which products to order. Products that are aging and expiring 60+ days old should not be purchased, or purchases of that product should be significantly reduced. For products that are purchased on a monthly basis, the following information should be considered. Lead time. Lead time will be the time or number of days expected between creating a purchasing order, submitting the order, and receiving the items in stock. Safety. Safety will account for the absolute minimum number of days of stock you wish to maintain for a certain product. Projected monthly sales 30. This will be current inventory times 30 over projected monthly sales. If this number is less than lead time plus safety, then a new order should be placed. The purchase budget. So this is ending inventory, which is safety times projected monthly sales over 30, plus projected monthly sales minus current stock on hand. When receiving inventory, the inventory manager needs to make sure it's a three-way match. Ensure that the amount and final price match the purchase order, bill, and stock receipt. Count the stock to verify that the quantity received matches the documentation. And finally, do a quality check. Check each item, make sure it's ready for sale. Cannabis products need to be stored safely and at the appropriate temperature. Regular cycle counts need to be done in order to keep inventory management on track. Each set of products needs to have an established cycle count, which will establish if you have a loss in inventory. This will happen due to poor inventory management policies, i.e. inventory that is miscounted or stolen. An employee needs to do a blind count of the inventory and document the amount of each product. Employees also need to perform an inspection and determine which products expire first. These products then must be sold first. Any cannabis item that has expired must be discarded and marked as a loss. Any discrepancies must be reconciled and documented as a loss in the online inventory system. Every cannabis establishment should have adequate security in place to prevent theft. Security and cameras should do the trick. To take extra precautions, ensure that every employee signs a theft policy with rules in place, outlining what can happen if they steal. Employees should also have the anonymous right to report theft. Analyzing inventory aging should occur weekly. Referring back to our previous example, let's say our client has $80,000 of inventory aged over 60 days. This means that they had $80,000 of cash tied up in inventory, something that was not reflected in the profit loss statement, which is very misleading to an owner. The purchasing manager needs to diagnose the inventory symptoms by running an inventory aging report. So here are a few ways to eliminate aging inventory. Remarket your products. Try positioning these products in a different spot than before where they can be seen more clearly. Expose your products multiple times. Try placing your products in 2 or 3 different places throughout the store. Maybe even include them at the register so customers can see them when they check out. Offer discounts on these products. So this tactic must be done strategically. You want to gradually discount your products so that you aren't losing sales on the new products. Hold a sales event. Flash sales encourage urgency from customers, which leads them to purchase products that they may have considered before. Bundle product offerings. Group together aged products to sell them at a discounted price. Give away free items. Giving away free cannabis products always gives a customer more of a reason to purchase. But keep in mind that some states do not allow cannabis products to be outright given away for free. Employee incentives. You can offer them a free product for every aged product moved. Having employees talk about the slow-moving products will also help sales. Return or exchange products. So work with your suppliers to see if they are open to exchanging products or offering a refund for products that are not sold. You also may want to set up a price protection agreement with vendors. This can look something like, after 4 months, we will offer a 30% discount on this product, which will give us a 30% refund on the product cost. Keep in mind that these previous methods only address the symptoms of an inventory aging problem. For instance, 4 months from now, a dispensary could still end up in a situation where there's $100,000 in aging inventory. The true solution resides in purchasing procedures. Dispensaries must buy proper inventory that has high sell-through rates. This is where purchasing SOPs come into play. The purchasing manager needs to be looking at analytics and data when making purchasing decisions, i.e. what brands sell, which ones don't sell. Over time, a purchasing manager will improve based on historical data and analytics if they are reviewing inventory aging reports correctly. The ultimate goal is for a dispensary to have a detailed standard operating procedure for inventory. In serving the cannabis industry, the outsourced CFO experts at Green Growth CPAs encounter issues like this all the time. The benefit of our deep experience with the cannabis industry is we have existing SOPs and procedures we customize and implement for our clients. Every operation, market, and situation is unique. If you're not seeing the profits you know your cannabis operation is capable of, then reach out to us for a consultation at greengrowthcpas.com or by calling us at 1-800-674-9050. Thank you so much for your time. We hope this information has been helpful. If you have any questions or want more information, please leave us a comment below. And be sure to like this video and give us a follow to learn more about the cannabis industry.